Let's return now to one of our top stories. Republicans have formally opened their impeachment inquiry into US President Joe Biden. Joining me now live is Sky News US contributor Michael Ware. Michael, good to see you. What's the likelihood of impeachment here? Is there even a case?
Oh, look, that's a fantastic question. The likelihood is almost nil. Even if there was an impeachment, by the time it gets to a trial in the Senate, there's no way in the world the Republicans have the numbers for an impeachment. So really what this is a House of Representatives oversight committee having an impeachment inquiry into whether they should have an impeachment inquiry. Now, one of the problems here are the political optics, because even within the Republican caucus, there's division about whether this should even be happening at all, because many of them feel there's absolutely no evidence yet to warrant such an inquiry. We even heard that from one of the Republican Party expert witnesses who said there may be grounds for us to further inquire, but there are absolutely no grounds. There's no evidence right now for articles of impeachment. But let's not forget, there's smoke here. There could be a bit of fire. You can't deny that. Even the chairman of the Oversight Committee said there's a long history of presidential families trading off the president's role in office for financial gain. We certainly saw that with the former administration, all the way back to the Carter administration. What I think we're looking at here is President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, trading on Biden Inc., or as it was said in the inquiry, the Biden brand, trying to use his father's name to extract as much money from countries overseas as he could. I think there's mounting evidence that the son, Hunter, and maybe the president's brother, James, were involved in some kind of dealings like that. I don't want to call them dodgy. I don't want to make allegations that I can't back up, but it doesn't look good. But is there grounds for impeachment? Not yet, not within a long shot.
Look, it's extraordinary, isn't it? And no doubt we'll be watching this one very closely to see what actually develops, if anything. Let's move on, Michael, because, of course, the latest Republican debate has been held in the US. No Donald Trump yet again. What were the key takeaways in your view?
Well, again, the key takeaway is that the man who wasn't there was really the winner, former President Trump. You know, he doesn't have to show up to these events to dominate them. Everyone on that stage is just simply brawling to try and distinguish themselves enough to become a potential opponent to President Trump, whose lead is almost insurmountable. Now, some will say former Ambassador Nikki Haley performed well last night. Some will point to Senator Tim Scott. But at the end of the day, everyone on that stage was fighting to get out of the single digits in terms of popularity with Republican voters. No one landed a real punch, not just on each other, but certainly not on the presumptive nominee, former President Donald Trump.
What's his strategy here? Why is he missing these debates, do you think?
Well, according to his people, is that there's no need for him to show up. He is absolutely thrashing them all in the polls. He's only got things to lose rather than to gain by going to these debates. That said, we do know that President Trump is a fiery debater and he will take on all comers. So everyone's itching to see it. But the campaign just doesn't see a win in it for them. And essentially, it would be affording legitimacy to the other candidates who the campaign does not believe have legitimacy when it comes to running against President Trump. So more to lose than there is to gain. And the polls would suggest that it's a smart play so far.
Yeah, a fair point. Michael Ware, good to speak with you as always. Thank you for joining us this morning.